ain't got no issues, you my shea butter, baby. I can't forget you, you a special kind of lady. Cause when I'm with you, girl, you know that you amaze me. My shea butter, save me, my shea butter, baby. Ooh, ain't got no issues, you my shea butter, baby. I had to get you, you a special kind of lady. And when I'm with you, girl, I can't forget you.
I can't forget you.
Way you say
Hey, she was like, hey boy, what it do? I think I got.
What's up, everybody? It is me, Jamie Radiance Moorhead, your favorite Christian life coach, and I am here today for my favorite thing to do, which is the Humble Dad panel recap. And yes, I am doing this and the same night that it is done because it takes me a little bit to unwind. Like I told everybody on the panel before we started, I go to sleep at 8. On days that we don't do the panel, I go to sleep at 8. And so once we're done and like all the emotions are like, that takes me a little bit for my like dopamine levels to go down, and then I can go to the bed. Okay. So tonight we talked about why do women want power and not responsibility. Hold on, y'all, my internet acting up. Give me a second. Let me get this situated. All right, beautiful people, I am back. And so we talked about why do women want all the power and no responsibility. And like I said on there, you know, I didn't want no power and I really don't want no responsibility. It sucks here, okay? And I mean that in the most loving way. And so this right here, this subject and the life that I've had to live because of the decisions that I made is perfect. So let's keep it. Let's talk about it. I am in my 30s. And I got pregnant at 21 years old by an older man. I didn't know he was older. Actually, I'm not from this area. And so he did not tell me the truth on his age or anything, but none of that really matters because I still laid down with him because I liked him. He sounded like he was a cool guy. Again, I wasn't here long enough really to assess him. So I didn't do that. And in my 21, I given myself an excuse. In my young mind state, I was just having fun. And so getting pregnant was not even in my thought process. So when it happened, when I did get pregnant, I was like, oh my goodness. I took a total of 10 pregnancy tests, to be completely honest. When I found out I was pregnant, I was like when it like officially, it was, I only had 1 week to really make a decision on whether or not I was going to keep the baby or not keep the baby. That's really how like close I was. I was getting to 12 weeks or so, right? So yeah, I'll get a little bit about your girl's story. So I assessed the situation. Me and my son's father were not together. Were we dating? Yes. We were like, I was just dating him, and I assumed that maybe like he was just talking to me, but he wasn't, right? Like you find out later on that he like that was not the case, right? And so I had in my past when I lived where I lived before moving here, I had a couple friends that had abortions, and I was always a responsible friend, so I'm the one that took them. I think I've done it twice, and I had to actually, as a Christian, repent for that, for engaging in even taking, even though that's what she wanted, and I wanted as a friend to be there to make sure nothing happened. First of all, going to those places, it was so gloomy. It was so gloomy. It was like you could smell the spirit of death just there. Like you didn't even have to. It was just awful. Like those type of things I try to blank out. And then the worry that I had the whole entire time she was there, like she will never know the amount of like worry. And here's the part that really ended up pissing me off is she got pregnant like a couple months later, and I was like, well, you should just kept the baby. You should have kept the first one in. And that upset me. And I'm telling you this story because rethinking about that is what made me go, no, I'm going to just keep my kid. And so when I made the decision to keep my son, I also made the decision to be a single mom. Like I did not expect my son's father to marry me or want to be like do the whole living. I didn't even want to wake up next to somebody and know that the only reason why they're here is because I got pregnant. And that's like, so when we get into arguments like, oh, I'm here because you ended up keeping that baby, I just didn't, I just like, I'm an overthinker for sure. And I thought about all the things that I would not want to happen. Right. So, I just made the decision to be a single mom. Now you see this, you see, I don't have another child. Like I never had another kid. I'm not saying that in my last relationship that I was in, like I got pregnant several times and then I miscarried several times. And even that was dumb doing that because we were not married. Right. Like we were I was floating on the idea like, okay, well, we talked about marriage, right? And so like I thought that was the goal. So getting pregnant wasn't something that I was like in my mind I thought I would have to worry about because we were trying to have a baby, right? In that situation. And so before that situation, I was not, no. And so I did not saying that I closed my legs, but I was very cautious or like very, very cautious on what I was doing and who I was doing with and like protecting myself for sure. Right. And that's why I have one kid. And so I wanted to give that backstory because when I'm not there no more, but I don't want to glorify being a single mom. I never, especially when my business started taking off and, I was elevating and my kids doing good. And I remember hopping on, it's like, hey, I'm not trying to, I don't want none of y'all thinking that this life is easy. Because there's times that I have to work when I really need to be taking care of myself. And I'm not. I went to work. I went back to work a week after having my son. Like I didn't have no downtime. Like I didn't have the ability to be off for 6 weeks or like to take care of myself the way I should have needed to take care of myself after having a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get to enjoy being pregnant. I didn't get to do any of that. I don't sell being a single mom to nobody. And 90% of the time, not 80 to 90% of the time, we be having baby daddies that like play mind games with us. And so now you emotionally, you're already going through all kinds of crazy changes. And then the person that you're pregnant by is treating you bad. So it's 10 times worse than that. That's why you see a lot of women now with postpartum depression because they are like emotionally like all over the place already. Pregnancy do some things to you that I'm gonna tell you that you don't never come back from. Like you're never the same after having a baby or getting pregnant. It's just, you're just not, right? Like for instance, how I said in my last situation, I had gotten pregnant several times and had some miscarriages. The first pregnancy that I had, that I didn't even realize I was pregnant, I knew something was wrong because I felt like something was draining like everything out of me, right? But my teeth, like my gums, begin to get soft. And so like my bottom row of teeth are now, this is now at this this happened to me 2 years ago. My bottom row of teeth are now crooked, which it wasn't before because my gums got soft and they began to move, and I didn't realize what was happening because I lacked calcium and the vitamins to maintain my calcium level, and the baby was sucking me dry. So much so that my gums were talking. I remember one time I was like, I think I can move my teeth. And so as soon as I had the miscarriage, then like everything kind of went back to normal, but I didn't even think to like, move my thing around so that my teeth could go back in place. And so now I have to like, I would probably have to get like braces or something like that or whatever. But that's just an example of like the things that happen to women when we get pregnant, right? And so the conversation was good, and I do think that things were kind of like we talked about the bear and the man situation. Like I told them, I wouldn't be in the woods in the first place because I can't even go outside right now because of the cicadas. It's a serious situation for me. You see, I'm wearing long sleeves in the summer. I'm wearing long pants too because if one of them things fly on me, the Lord knows. The Lord knows. And I just put it that way. I ain't been outside to walk. I haven't done anything because these cicadas are disrespectful. And so I would not be out in the woods. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to choose, I would choose being like with the man. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't want to die. Like I don't want to die at the hands of a man. I don't know. I feel like the bear, cause I've been sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like I smell like something you can eat. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like even if the bear wasn't hungry, he started licking me or something like that. Like, ooh, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know. This is my, and I didn't want to say it on there, but I was like, nah, I think like, I don't know, that would be good because my hair products that I make, those are edible too. You know what I'm saying? So I be having a hard time with the hunt, like the bees and stuff like that, because they be spelling. I'm just saying, y'all. I don't know. Oh no, that's my little joke for right there. But it got serious. There seems like to be some frustration on the panel a little bit. But I would say women need to close their legs. And I've said that on a show before. I said that on a show that I had done with my ex where we talked about women control, something about, but even me, I said women need to close their legs. And that's really how I feel. Close your legs. I mean, I've said it. Close your legs. I've said it on my own little thing. Close your legs. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. It's that simple. Even if I would have gotten pregnant by my ex and kept the baby and we still would broke up, I chose to be a single mom for the second time because I'm not going to expect anybody to stay. And that's sad, but I just don't. Like I don't have, I mean, like I may pick the man over the bear, but I don't have that much faith in the male character to feel like they would stay and do what's right. Do you get what I'm saying? And so I always feel like I should have required you to marry me, like they said on there, before laying down with you and having a child, so that like I wouldn't think that you would abandon me in the first place. You get what I'm saying? But like I even, yeah, like I don't know. It's so much. It's so much. I mean, but I still stand on that. I feel like there's a whole lot more men with flawed character than there are men with good characters. Um, I do. I don't know. I feel like that was the solution. I'm not quite sure where there wasn't a solution. The solution is that women close their legs. There's the solution is that the responsibility is more on the woman. It is. We have the greater risk. We could die having a child. Do you know? I didn't even know that. I didn't know that you could die having a kid. You feel me? If I would have thought about that when I was in my 20s, that I could possibly die having somebody's kid, you think that I would have just been laying down when I felt like it because I wanted to do what I wanted to do? I think people gotta really, really, really look at themselves and say, I was just out here being loose. I was out here not doing the right thing. I was out here, self-medicating with a thing. And that might be drugs and that might be sex. That might be, whatever. It's just what it is. We talk about SA and stuff like that. And I brought up the fact that there was a lot of young boys that was touched on that I don't feel like made it to the statistics because it happens a lot more than we think. Just to even, there's a clip that I got out talking about the introduction to porn and the age that once the person said, and then somebody in the comments said that it happened to them at like 5. Another one was like, it's just crazy. You guys. We live in a world that is not saved. We live in a world that is not saved. We live in a world that is fallen. We do. And a lot of these people don't know the Lord. I mean, there's people who petitions I saw that if you saw them, you guys, you would never think on God's green earth that they was touching on their child or letting somebody else touch on their child. You would never think it. And because I seen those cases every day, like sometimes we had court on Mondays and Wednesdays, I think, it was not mistaken, and we could have up to 25 to 30 new petitions on one day, and then turn around and have another 15 in the same week. The next, you get what I'm saying? That's how perverted people are. And I don't, and this is male and female. I mean, male and female. I always think about when I was in this field, I always thought about how, Lot was and the angels and the men coming knocking on the door talking about let us have us our way with them. And I just think about the Bible is saying that as in, the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end, right? And I would just say we're close, we're in the end, like we're just in these times where people are lawless, right? And that's the sad part. And so I will say this though, I think the conversation was good. I think that the solution was given. Men, take responsibility for your loins. Women, take a responsibility for your loins. Don't put yourselves in compromising positions. Use discernment. Think, straight. I do think that people come into a conversation with their own agenda. And when you come into a conversation with your own agenda to push, I'm a plug lost in there. The conversation gets lost in translation because you come with an objective and a statement that you want to say, and that's all you can see. And that doesn't create understanding. And then things don't, it seems like there isn't a solution, but there truly is. The solution is there. Close your legs. Accept the power that you have, women, us women, and close your legs. Accept the fluent influence that we have and change the standard, right? And if we could just do that on one accord, stop competing with one another, accept yourself for who you are, learn that you don't have to be selfish in learning how to self-love and still be able to cater and extend that love to other people. And things would change, right? Things would change within you and then change eventually outside of you. And that's simple. I mean, I made the choice to be a single mom. I do not glorify single momhood. I say it sucks. It sucks. It sucks being a single mom. And I don't wish that on nobody. I don't want it to be glorified. Now I have peace, in my location. I have peace because I've created a space that is ran by the Lord. But that's not everybody's space. It's not everybody's space. And so it's not fair for me to make y'all think that this is the grandest thing on earth when you don't even have the Lord. Some of y'all don't even got the Lord. You don't got no relationship with him. So you won't have the same peace and understanding that I do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to like make anybody think, but I'm just saying like there's things that I had to give up to get to this space. But it still sucks to have all this responsibility and power. I mean, like I like being led, but I want to be led appropriately. I want to be able to trust that who's leading me isn't going to lead me into the ground. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's just that. And I think that's the hard part is being able to trust that another human being has your best interest at heart and not self-serving and an opportunist and just wants what's best for them and what's gonna get them wherever next. And you just don't know. You don't know the hearts of people until the opportunities and the those type of situations arise. You don't know, right? And I think that's it. What I have done, and I think that's just for anybody else to do, is I'm not going in to spaces with agendas. I'm going in to spaces to get an understanding, like the bear and the male thing. I went at it with logic. I'm thinking, like, if I look at it, women are picking the bear because they know the bear gonna kill them. And like Prototype said, is it y'all would rather die than to be, you know, with a man? And the answer probably would be yes for a lot of people. Yes. I say it is it's a deep scar. It's a very deep scar, and I am working on a few things, and I didn't finish. They talked about it. Somebody brought up Arrested Development. I'm supposed to do a series on that, which I will do a series on that. But any type of trauma is not it's not good. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. It really does something to the person, and that's male or female. And so to all the men that have been traumatized in your life, I'm sorry that that happened to you, and I pray that you're able to heal, truly heal, and get a renewed mind, and have the Father get reborn in the spirit and live the life that God truly created you for. And I pray the same for women. I pray the same for us women, that you're able to heal that trauma, and that you're truly able to be the help me and learn how to trust men more, because they've raised the standard and they're actually good men, just as we've raised the standard and we're actually good women. And that's really it. That's it, you guys. I'm gonna go pray, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And I just wanted to say that to you all. And it was good. It was a good conversation. I think it was a good conversation. I do uh think there was a solution. So hopefully y'all got the solution, which was close your legs, take responsibility, understand your power. You know what I'm saying? And then just apply it. You have to understand. You gotta apply it. You gotta apply it. And I said, and I'm gonna say this to the single moms out there. It's hard, and I know there's some people that are married and treated like single moms. I know that. I know a lot of them. Because like I said, these stats, it's kind of hard to go by these stats because there's so much stuff that's unreported. There's so much stuff that's unreported, and so we just gotta pray. We gotta pray for one another. We gotta pray that we are covered by the blood of Jesus, and that we are doing what's right, and all that stuff. And I think that's it. I think people try to, it's an interesting situation. All right, you guys. And so I'm headed to bed. I love you. I appreciate it. Don't forget to check out Humble Dad's podcast. I'm going to put the link in the description. Make sure you watch the full episode. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And if you like my panel recap, do the same for your girl. And follow everybody that is on the panel, because they may have a better perspective or a different perspective that you may be more tuned to, but don't have itching ears. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be corrected. Correction is necessary. And I love you, and peace out. Oh, let me just pray with y'all. All right, y'all ready? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In Yahushua's name we pray. Hallelujah.